Book 4, 6. The priest makes sacrifice, let quiet aid that sacrifice, by Prprts. The priest makes sacrifice, let quiet aid that sacrifice, and the stricken heifer fall at my altar fire. Let the Roman garland vie with Philetus's buried ivy, and the urn supply Cretan water. Give me gentle custom and offerings of soothing incense, and let the woolen circlet go thrice about the hearth. Asperge me with fresh water, and by the new built altar let an ivory pipe libate a strain from Mitigonian jars. Go far away, deceits. Harm, stay in other climes. Pure laurel smooths the priest's untrodden path. Muse, we will tell of the shrine of Palatine Apollo. The subject, Calliope, deserves your interest. My poem is made to Caesar's glory. While Caesar is sung, I pray you, Jupiter, lend your ears. Phoebus has an inlet haven by the Anthamian shore, whose recess muffles the roaring Ionian sea. The main of Actium, a Julian monument, an easy passage for sailors' prayers. Here clashed the powers of the world. A throng of pines stood on the sea. Winged fortune did not back all ships alike. One fleet there was there, condemned by Trojan Quirinus, and javelins shamingly poised in a female hand. And here Augustus's ship, sails filled with Jove's goodwill, and standards used to conquer for their country. Now Nereus bent the battle line to a double crescent, and the glittering water shook with reflected arms, as Phoebus, leaving Delos, secure in his protection, which bore alone afloat the south winds raging, stood to above Augustus's poop, and sudden jagged flashes lightened 3 times their slantwise brands. He did not come with his hair unbound upon his neck, or with a harmless song to the tortoise-shell lyre, but looked as when he looked on Penelopian Agamemnon, and emptied the Dorian camp to the avid fires, or as when he slew the serpent Python writhing in its coils, that the peace-loving muses feared. And soon he said, O world saviour from Alba Longa, acknowledge greater than Trojan forebears Augustus. Conquer by sea, the land is yours, my bow is on your side, and every arrow that weighs on my shoulder favors you. Set free from fear your country that, since you are its guard, has laden your ship with the prayers of the state. If you do not defend her, it was not well that Romulus, the wall's augur, saw the Palatine birds go by. They dare indeed to row too near. Shame that Latin tides should suffer, while you are chief the sails of an admiral queen. Be not afraid that their fleet is winged. Each ship 100 oars, it glides upon reluctant waters. Though their bows bear figures of centaurs that menace with rocks, they prove but hollow planks and painted fears. It is his cause augments or breaks the soldier's strength. If that's not just, then shame knocks up his weapons. The time is come, set on your ships, for I appoint, this time my laurel hand shall guide the Julian prows. He spoke, and fed his quiver's burden to his bow, and after these bow shots Caesar's spear flew first. Phoebus keeps his faith with Rome. The woman paid the price. Her shattered scepter bobs on the Ionian main. From Venus's comet the elder Caesar marveled. I am a god, and such devotion shows our blood. With a fanfare Triton attended. The maritime goddesses clapped their hands around with standards of freedom, and vainly trusting in some elusive skiff she sought the Nile. At least she would not die upon command. What triumph would one woman make? The gods forbid. In the streets through which Jugurtha once was led, Thence Actaeon Phoebus derived his monuments. Each of his arrows overcame 10 ships. Enough of battle. Victorious Apollo now requires my lyre, and unarms himself for the peaceful dance songs. Let guests in gleaming white now enter a quiet grove, and seductive roses tumble about my neck. Let wine that was crushed in Falernian presses be poured, and thrice let herbs of Scylla bathe my hair. May the muse stir up the wit in reclining poets. Bacchus, you are accustomed to make your Phoebus creative. Let one remind of the marshy Sciambra enslaved, one sing the dark-skinned realms of Cephian Miro, another recall the Parthian conceding defeat in a tardy truce. Let him give back her standards to Rome. Soon he will give his own, if Augustus spares at all the eastern quivers. May it be because he leaves such trophies for his boys. If in this dark sand you feel anything, Crassus, rejoice! We may go across Euphrates to your grave. Thus I will pass the night with libations, thus in song, till the daylight throws its beams upon my wine. That is Book 4, 6. The priest makes sacrifice. Let quiet aid that sacrifice, by Prprts.